I'm David, and now I'm going to do the how to play video for Jaipur. Now this is the new edition of Jaipur, and if you haven't had a chance, we have a comparison video that compares this edition of Jaipur with the previous edition. And as for those of you who've been watching our videos, this is part of our reviewing the top 100 family games on Board Game Geek according to users who rate them. This behind me is a top 20 of the top 100. In Jaipur, as of September 2019, is currently ranked between 10 and 20 of the top family board games. So we also have a playthrough video you can see and a review video. So let's take a look at how to play. Now the instructions are very straightforward. Let me show you here a little up close. Actually, different camera here. Only problem is the font can be a little small for some people's eyes, but well laid out. You'll see here you're either going to take cards or sell cards. It starts with the setup. It shows you what pieces you have and what they are and how you lay it out. Again, well done instructions. Explains your options when you take a card. Explains your options when you sell a card. And then what happens at the end of a round. Scoring, new round, end of game, and some notes and some some advice. So because the rules are very concise, so you got to read them carefully because just about every word is important. And so if you don't read it carefully, you can miss some an important aspect. Like when we first played it, we were playing the camels wrong. When this is about a year and a half ago. But that's why you're watching this how to play video, so you don't have to read the rules. But if you're following along, let's first start out with what the whole premise of the game is. So we are basically vendors collecting cards, which represent goods and our herd of camels. And then we're going to trade these cards to get rupees. And whoever has the most rupees at the end of a round will get a... what do they call those chips again here? It's an end of round scoring chip, excellence, seal of excellence. So the first player to get 2 seals of excellence will win the game. And there's 3 of them because you could either win, if I win the first round and then win the second round, and I want to play, so if I might take this side. It doesn't matter, they're the same side, but one's female and one's male. So if I win the first round and the second round, the game's over. But if I win the first round and Julie wins the second round, then we're going to play a third round to see who wins. So you'll see that there's different suits of cards that represent the chips. So here are, they call them diamonds, but I call them gems. And that represents this stack of rupees. This is like leather, which represents here, not as valuable as the gems. Here's silver. Here is like spices right here. Let's see here. You have cloth or silk, which is represented here, and you have gold. So you'll notice that when you stack up the chips, so real quick, you put 3 camels out front here. Then each player is going to get 5 cards. I'll show you what each player has in their hand in a minute. Then you reveal the next 2 cards off the top of the stack, and that's the card setup. When you set up the chip piles, the rupee piles here, you'll see that it goes from highest to lowest. So you'll see a 7, 7, a 5, 5, 5, and that represents the risk race part of the game, because when you trade in your cards, you want to be the first to do that, so you get the rupees that are most valuable on top. So this goes from 6 to 5. These are all 5, the silver, so it really doesn't matter what order you go in to get those. The spices go from 5 to 1. The leather goes from 4 to 1. And the cloth goes from 5 to 1. Now what are these stacks? Well, when you turn in cards, you have to turn in at least 2 for the diamonds, gold, and silver. You cannot turn in 1 card to get these. So you got to turn in 2 of a kind, and then you'll take the top 2. If there's only 1 chip left, you still have to turn in 2 diamonds to get that 1 chip. If you, for instance, turn in 3, you're still only going to get that 1 chip. But here, these piles, you only have to turn in one card to get the top chip. Now, it might be that somebody turned in 3 and got these 3, but then you only want to turn in 1 and you'll get the top chip, which is worth 2. So again, that's that race part of the game. So you want to turn in cards before your opponent so you get the most valuable rupees on top. So why does it matter the number of cards you turn in? Because if I turn in 3 of a kind, I will get a bonus card here. So let me show you what can be in the bonus. It's numbered from 1 to 3. So you'll take a random one, so you'll shuffle all these up, not knowing what order they're in. So if I turn 3 of a kind, if I turn in 3 silver, for instance, I'll get the top 3 silver. That's worth 15 points. And I just drew that randomly. So now I got 18 points. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 3. And again, what I would have done is I would have turned in 3 silver to make that happen out of my hand. So instead of taking cards that turn, I turn in 3 silver, I take the top 3 silver, and I get the bonus chip on top, which turned out I got lucky. Instead of it being a 1 or a 2, it was a 3. Let me just put those in random spots. If I would turn in 4 of a kind, you'll see there's a bonus here between, is there actually an 8? Oh no, that was in the wrong pile. That did look wrong. This goes from 4 to 6. So you can get really lucky and get a 6 on top. Here, when you turn in 5 of a kind, you can get 10, 9, or 8 bonus points if you turn in 5 cards, which can be difficult to do because you can only have a maximum of 7 cards in your hand. Now again, I haven't shown you what I've dealt to each player. Right now we have potentially 5 because camels will be revealed, although in the rules it does say here at the very end that players are not required, and I'll show you real quick, players are not required to let their opponents know how many camels they possess. But we tend to play where we get to see each other's camels, because if you have the most camels at the end of a round, you get the bonus 5 chip. If you're tied, again, here's the tie-breaking rules at the end, or is it in the end of the round? No, actually, they give the tie-breaking rules here. If players have the same number of camels at the end of a round, neither takes the camel token. So there's no tie-breaking with having the most if you both have the same amount of camels at the end. So that's a little rule you got to remember to read here, and the reminders and notes. All right, so what do camels do? Well, you can trade in camels for multiple cards. So let me first show what each player has. Oh wow, I got lucky. So there's a certain amount of luck to this game. I started out with 2, wow, this is really lucky here. I started out with 2 diamonds and 3 silver. Julie started out with, so I move over here, a camel, so that would be revealed. She didn't draw as well. 2 leather, a gold, and a green. So that's not bad. So that's the setup. So let's go over some sample rounds to understand how you can take goods or sell goods to get rupees, which are these tokens. All right, so let's say Julie goes first. So again, let's look at what she has. This camel, I'll explain what it does in a moment. She has 2 leather, 1 gold, and 1 spice. And she looks at what's available here. You can always take 1 card. That's always a given action. But if you take more than 1, you got to put cards back from your hand or camels. So normally, Julie would be sitting here with her camel card in front of her, and these 4 cards like this. The other player wouldn't know what you have. You don't reveal these cards. And again, the optional is, do you even have to reveal your camels? But we're playing you do. So she'd be sitting here, and I wouldn't know what she has. And so she's going to say, I'm going to take this brown and add it to my hand. So she adds it to her hand. So I'll show it on camera here. So she now has, and the reason why she did that, because she wants to turn these in eventually to get the bonus chip. So right now she can get a bonus chip, a 3 bonus chip. So when you only take one card, you replace that card from the top of the deck. So my turn. I don't know what Julie has. I'm concerned that she might already have diamonds. And so I'm going to turn these in to make sure I get the best, the most valuable rupees in the stack. So I'm not taking cards. I'm going to turn in, you remember you always have to have at least 2 of silver, gold, and diamonds. You can have 1 of these and take 1 chip, but I'm turning in 2. I'm going to take the top 2 because the top 2 are worth 7 each. I'm going to do that because I don't know if Julie also started with diamonds. So I take those as my action. I'm not drawing cards. I'm selling goods to take rupees. So I got 14 points there, 14 rupees. So my turn is done. Julie's like, oh, darn it. He really got a lot of points there. So instead of taking goods, actually, she's going to take this gold here. If you look here, she's going to take 1 gold. That way she can get the top gold. She has 6. She can only have 7 cards in her hand. The camel doesn't count. So she can only take 1 more card next turn. So she took 1 card, and that's it. Now, what I'm going to do on my turn, I'm going to take the camels. Because, again, whoever has the most camels at the end will get the 5.5 rupee chip for my herd. Will have the most camels in your herd will get the bonus 5 chip. But you could also use camels to take multiple cards, which I'll show here in a little bit. So I'm taking the 3 camels. I add it to my area here. So now I outnumber Julie's 1 camel. So if this continues up until the end of the game, I will get the bonus 5. So now the risk of doing this is that now 3 new cards are going to come up, and it might be something that Julie really wants. Yes, she does. So now this is what she's going to do. Now when you take 2 cards, notice she has 6. You can't have more than 7 at the end of your turn. So she can take these 2 right now. So she's going to take these 2. And she's going to have to give up something. Because when you take more than 1, you got to give up the exact amount back into the, I don't know if they have a name for this, the market. So because I took 2 or more from the market, I got to replace those cards with cards from either camels or cards from my hand. So she's going to give up 1 camel and 1 spice. So again, if you take 2 or more cards, you must replace those cards with camels and or goods from your hand. So that's the end of Julie's turn. Now I'm going, wow, she took leather and gold. That's a bummer. Well, you know what, though? I'm going to go for this and give up 2 camels. I don't want to give up my silver for that. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to give up 2 camels to do that. So I take these 2 in my hand. I give up 2 camels, and I add it right here. And now Julie is maxed out. She has 7 cards, no camels, so she's going to turn in the gold because she's going to try to get a 5th leather, hoping that I don't have any, just as Julie, hoping I don't have any leather. So she's going to turn in 3 gold, turns it in right here, takes the top 3, which is a 6, 6, 5, takes the bonus chip because she turned in 3 and she got lucky. She got the best chip possible, so she ended up with 18, 23, 26 points. So she's ahead of my 14 points right now, or 14 rupees. So she adds that to her area. Now this is, now you don't have to reveal your bonus chip. In fact, you shouldn't. I'm only doing it for you so you see what she drew. But Julie would draw this in secret, and you wouldn't know if she's got a 1, 2. I wouldn't know if she's got a 1, 2, or 3. But we're playing open-handed. And Julie knows she's got a 3, but I wouldn't know that. All right, so she took, she sold goods to get the rupees. So this is what I have. I'm not feeling pressure right now to sell these. Now, even though I know she has 4 cards, does she have these colors? I don't know. So I'm just going to risk it, and I think I'll take camels again. So I took, and she revealed, and these are revealed. Now Julie, okay, she's got what she wants. Now look, she's not going to take multiple cards because it would be pointless to take multiple cards and put that leather back. So she's only going to take one leather card. Adds it. She added it to her area. She has 5, which is what she wanted. It doesn't help to have 6 because you can only get, I mean, yeah, you could get 6 chips, but you can only get the bonus 5 chip. There's no bonus 6 chip. When you turn in a collection of 5, there's no collection of 6. So, I mean, yeah, she could get more leather and get 6 chips, but she's probably going to turn in the 5 to get the bonus 5 chip. All right, so the next card is revealed. All right, so me, I want that. I have 5 cards. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, there's a 5 and a 5 left here. There's 3 of that left and 2 of that left. That means there's more diamonds left in the draw pile here. So I'm going to take these 2 and give up 2 camels to do that. Because I don't want Julie getting the diamonds. So I'm maxed out at 7 as well. Remember, the camels don't count towards your hand count, hand size. All right, so Julie is like, oh, cool. I'm going to turn in these 5. Okay. She turns in the 5, takes the top 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, the top 5 chips. So she got 4, 7, 11. Now she would take this top chip. She would look at it in secret, but what she got was a 6. Well, she got the worst one. No, that's a 4. Sorry, wrong pile. I had them out of order. She got a 9. So that's pretty good. She got 10, 13, 16, 20 points out of that exchange. So she doesn't have any cards, but she's got a bunch of points. All right, so my turn. I'm thinking she has no cards, but I have 7. So I better turn in. The silver, in terms of strategy here, they're all worth 5. So there's no rush to do it. And I know she has no cards. But it is a rush to turn in the purple. So reason why I say that is because it goes 5, 3, 3. So I want to turn them in before Julie gets some purple. That's going to be 11 points. I turn the bonus. I look at it in secret, and I got a pretty good one. 2 is not bad. So you keep on doing this. And I forgot to mention how the round ends. So the round ends when 3 stacks are depleted, or you cannot draw from the pile anymore. So if we were to count points right now, so let's say these stacks are depleted. Okay, the round ends. And I'll divide them up in random ways here. So I look first at who has the most camels. I have 2. Julie has none. So I take the bonus 5 chip. And what you do then is you count your points. And it's best to put them in stacks of 10. So that's what I'm doing. I flip over my bonus tiles. So I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 51. Julie now adds up hers. Remember, she got some really good ones here. It's a 9. Six. So Julie got 50. So I know I rushed it, but the point is you count your rupees at the end. And I had 51. Julie had 50. Now let's say, though, there was a tie. Let's look in the rules where the tie-breaking rules are. Okay, in the case of a tie, the player with the most bonus tokens takes the seal. If the players are still tied, the one with the most goods tokens takes the seal. So let's say we tied. Who had the most bonus here? Is the camel considered a bonus token? Let's see. No, it's not, according to the description. But let's see what Julie had. So if we were tied by points, Julie would get the seal of excellence because she had more bonus tokens than I did, so she would have won that first round. So we'd play a second round. If Julie won the second round, the game's over. If I would have won the second round, then we play a third round. Now, who goes next in turn order? The person who lost the previous round. So if Julie won that round, then I would go first. So this is a two-player game. The tension is, trying to get those rupees, the best ones off the stack, and do you try to go for bigger sets to get the bonus ones, or turn it in sooner to get those rupees off the top? So it's a really fun game. And so take a look, check out our review, check out our playthrough, and check out the comparison of comparing this edition with the previous edition. So please remember to subscribe and like. And I'm David.